The 76ers lose to the Indiana Pacers 102-115. And I'm not going to lie, this game felt straight out of the process. Like I got transported to 2015. I was blinking, and I thought I was seeing KJ McDaniels and Nick Stauskas and Nerlens Noel. By the way, this Sixers team was playing tonight. Only OGs remember those names, by the way. But yeah, welcome on into NZ for 3. I am back from my hiatus. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're new around here. I greatly appreciate it. But let's get into it. You know, I'm not going to lie. I did have a lot of fun watching this game simply because I don't have to take this team seriously anymore. I think we could all agree that this season, just throw it in the can and try and get a high draft pick. I know the Thunder have our protected pick, but if Daryl Morey can work some sort of magic and lift those restrictions, get that pick back by the trade deadline, that'd be awesome. But I'm not going to lie. This was a process game just with all the vibes with the Sixers, you know, trying their best, but just not having enough talent to win the game. Andre Drummond was a starter. He came back tonight, and he looked absolutely lethargic, just flat out washed from Andre Drummond. Maybe something is still wrong with his toe, but he was extremely wonky the entire game, just really passive, hiding under the rim, just being really slow-footed. Dude has like concrete attached to his feet. But yeah, a guy who doesn't have concrete attached to his feet, though, is Adem Bona, who was an absolute beast this entire game. And Nick Nurse, for some reason, did not play him for much of the fourth quarter, instead going for Pete Nance. But yeah, Adem Bona, he was so fun to watch. He's a 76ers player that could actually jump over a credit card. I know we haven't had anyone on this team who had any sort of athletic ability in years, but Adem Bona, he could really jump through the roof, and it was a blast watching him play this game. I'm not going to lie. Like my expectations for this team have become so low that I'll be entertained by like an occasional dunk from Adem Bona. Like I'll be jumping out the seat, and it's been a horrible season. Like, so bad on so many levels. But Adem Bona, he's here to save us. We need to build around this guy. Trade everybody, build around Adem Bona and Justin Edwards right now. But, just seriously, though, the Sixers, you know, they're building a young core. They have a young core. They have Justin Edwards, Adem Bona, Ricky Council, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain. I think these are the players they could ride with in the future. And Nick Nurse, he's a win-now coach, you know what I mean? He has those Doc Rivers tendencies. Granted, he's better than Doc Rivers, all right? I'm not that much of a Nick Nurse, you know, critic that I go to that level compared to say he was worse than Doc Rivers. But he's definitely got those vibes of deferring to veterans a lot, even when it hurts the team. You know, Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon getting blown by every possession. He has been such an eyesore to watch on the defensive end of the floor. Aaron Nesmith, TJ McConnell, they were just attacking the glass every single time. And the Sixers, they always have like some sort of delay whenever the ball hits the rim. No one really crashes the glass as much as you like them to, and that's an issue that they've had for years now. But it was one of those games where you'd see TJ McConnell, you know, like with the shortest guy on the court, you know, grab an offensive rebound with 5 Sixers around him. Like, how do you do that? Adem Bona was getting caught in a lot of screens and overhelping a lot in general. He's definitely a raw prospect, but I'm not going to lie. He was really fun to watch, and it was definitely a highlight of the game for me, at least. Tyrese Maxey, he had himself a decent game. He sort of had the sort of type of game that he's had the entire season. Maxey hasn't been bad this year, I'd say, but he's definitely regressed. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Joel Embiid is not on the floor. Joel Embiid generates so much gravity and open looks. It helps Tyrese Maxey a lot. And what I've seen from Nick Nurse in this game was him try to help Maxey out a little bit by having a facilitating point guard on the floor. Now, that came in a strange form with Eric Gordon starting. Maybe that's why he probably didn't want Justin Edwards. In that case, I can kind of understand that. Eric Gordon did have 5 assists after all. Maxey was playing a lot more of an off-ball role this game, and it did help him, I think, a good amount of the time. Jeff Dowtin Jr., you know, taking off that pressure. Yeah, Maxey, he's been up and down this entire year, and his shooting splits have gone down. It's just been a rough year for him in general, having to really take the reins of the team after, we think, PG and Embiid are going to be healthy and all of that, and that Maxey was going to be the second option. But now that PG's, inconsistent with the amount of time that he's getting, and Joel Embiid is a mystery, dude. He needs to hang it up for the year. I'm sorry, but that's a video for another day. I'm not here to rant about Joel Embiid. I'm here to talk about this game. But the decision I like from Nick Nurse was that he finally understood that Tyrese Maxey really can't be a lead ball handler. That may sound like a bit of a controversial statement, but Tyrese Maxey, he just does not have that facilitating instinct like you'd see out of a James Harden. And I mean, that's fine. Maxey can definitely develop some playmaking arsenal. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say he can become a James Harden type of point guard because he's in a different stratosphere with his intellect and ability to see the court. But Maxey, he's just had a lot of tunnel vision. He's definitely had himself a difficult year. And Joel Embiid, he's had the same exact thing. He went through the same exact thing in the 2020 season. You know what I mean? A difficult fit with Al Horford and Josh Richardson. He didn't have himself the best year either. Then bang, he figured it out and really elevated himself to becoming a superstar. Can Tyrese Maxey replicate that? I'm not sure, but my favorite lineup of the game was when Nick Nurse decided to put, it was Bona, Drummond, Ricky Council, Maxey, and Oubre in the same lineup. That was absolute pure chaos, but I loved every second of it. That's the type of lineup that can really just make your eyes glued to the TV just with how insane it was and how ridiculous it was. It didn't work at all, but I guess the Sixers are trying to tank, and it was a blast. This game, the Sixers lost, and the morale is down within the fan base, and for good reason. We had so many expectations about this team. I was gassing them up the entire summer, but I said, it really depends on how injured they are. If they are healthy, they can really be one of the best teams in the league, but they're just not, but we have to resort to, watching Kelly Oubre shot chuck the entire game. He wasn't really good in the first quarter, but he heated up eventually, had 8 rebounds. Ricky Council had 9 rebounds. The Sixers, they're trying. You know what I mean? That's what we can appreciate here in Philly. We can appreciate guys who give heart. Justin Edwards, the entire team, they're playing with a lot of hustle, but they just don't have the talent. They don't have the shot making. I think they shot terribly from 3. What was it? Did they even make more than 10 3-pointers? I don't think they did. I think the Pacers, the Sixers went 10 for 34. The Pacers went 11 for 34. But the difference was the rebounding, obviously, the points off of turnovers, the fast break points. They had the same amount of points in the paint too. But yeah, the Pacers, they were feasting on the inside. They did equalize with the points in the paint, but whether it was just the momentum plays, really. Pascal Siakam finding himself a mismatch and getting an and one, or like Aaron Nesmith or something. Thomas Bryant was gobbling us up on the boards, and it's been the same old issue with the Sixers. But that's really all I took from this game. The Sixers have entered a full tank mode. I really don't have any expectations for them for the rest of the year, and it has lifted like a giant bar off of my chest. I could really enjoy these games a lot more freely now. And if you want to hang out with me, I will be live streaming the Sixers game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Come on in, we'll chop it up, talk about the Sixers, and suffer together. That's all I got. If you're new around here, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. But for now, peace.